Hello everybody and welcome to Henry's Kitchen live stream, where today we're going to be making the authentic Big Mac from McDonald's. I remember a couple years ago I was babysitting my friend's kids, and they said they wanted to go to McDonald's, and I told them that I was a professional cook, so I said, fuck that, let's just make our own McDonald's right here at home. And we made the Big Mac that I'm going to show you how to do now, and it actually went really well. McDonald's was founded in 1967 by Roy Kroc and John Delgatti and Ronald McDonald, and it later became a franchise, and now there's locations all over the world. I'm gonna say something right off the bat here. I have it looks like I'm COVID positive, so I hope that's not weird for anybody. It shouldn't be a problem because I'm by myself, but I'm getting through it. You might see me doing a lot of blowing my nose and stuff. And by the way, if you have a Henry's Kitchen apron, then don't forget there's a little pocket there to keep COVID rags. But anyway, I appreciate people here saying positive things. Let's see here. Thanks, Questionable Hero. I'm going to get through okay. Pilskman asks, does the apron come with the rags? Sometimes. There might be rags in there. Pizza Tits 666 says that they're masked up over there, so that's great. I don't know if wearing a mask from where you are is going to make a difference, but I do appreciate that. Always better to do it. Okay. Hey, thanks for the subscribers, Zoden 3300. Speaking of being safe, I've had my oven preheating since our last stream, which was several days ago, and it was getting very hot, and I was feeling a little bit lightheaded, so I went ahead and turned it off. I am almost 100% sure you're not going to need the oven for this particular dish that we're doing today. Now, I've been wrong about that before, so if that happens, hey, Stoked Pampika, thanks for subscribing. If that happens, there's all kinds of things we can do. We've got music, we've got games and everything, but today I think we're good turning off our ovens. Sometimes you want to give it a break. Let's see here, some other questions here. So the question about whether cats can get COVID, and I don't see what the name is there, but yeah, apparently cats can get COVID. Let's check in on the roast beef cam here. That's not it. Oh yeah, there he is. So yeah. I hope he doesn't have COVID. I'm not sure. Dagoggy just subscribed. Thank you. Okay, so sorry. So let's take a look at what we're going to be making here today. This is the Big Mac in all of its glory. So you might be familiar with the famous expression. There was a jingle back when I was young that said 2 all beef patties, special pickles, lettuce, cheese, onions, sesame seeds, where they listed all of the things that were in the they had a little song that listed all the things that were in the Big Mac, and I can't remember it right now, probably because my brain's kind of foggy from the COVID, but it was something like 2 all beef patties, special sauce, onions, something like that. If anybody knows it, maybe you could say it. So, okay, so, and I want to thank everybody for doing the subscriptions here. I really appreciate the support, and sorry if I'm a little out of sorts, but let's go ahead and take a look at our ingredients. Okay, here we go. So, what we have here to work with is we've got a hamburger bun. But we also have a regular piece of bread, and I'll show you why later. But we also want a block of cheese, some ground beef. It could be turkey beef, it could be Beyond Beef, it could be regular beef, whatever you prefer. I've got some lettuce, onion, some butter that we're going to be sliding across our buns, and then I've got Thousand Island dressing, relish, and some mayo. I've got peanut butter. You can use any kind of peanut butter, but mostly we're just going to be using the lid. And I've got a Sharpie here and a paring knife, as well as our measuring utensils. And there you have it. Let's go ahead and start with hold on, I'm going to get a bowl here and maybe a spoon. I'm going to start by making our special sauce. I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. Thanks, Pilsman. Here we go. So for the special sauce, we're going to combine, we want 2 tablespoons of our mayonnaise. Grab our tablespoon here. I appreciate all the get well soons from everybody out there. Bumblevision says they already had chicken pox, so they should be okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's how it works, but boy, this really goes fast. Somebody said, oh, Quincy999, I didn't put peanut butter in the recipe. Can I pause 10 minutes to run to the gas station? Oh, I apologize about that. By the way, we have a Discord where I post the recipes, and I did not do peanut butter. But let me tell you, Quincy, if you have something else, like even, for example, this mayo, all you need is a lid. You don't necessarily need the peanut butter. You just need a lid, and I'll show you why later. So if you have anything in the house that's got a lid on it, that will work. But you're right, I apologize. Okay, so we're going to do 2 tablespoons of mayo. Got one here. Thanks, Jesse. And one here. That's our 2 tablespoons of mayo. Next up, we want 2 tablespoons of this stuff, which is relish. I guess they've got several layers here that you have to get undone. It's funny, the term special sauce was invented by Ray Delgatti, who was one of the original founders of McDonald's. And I guess he brought that term to the marketing people, and they were like, yeah, let's go for it. And they started calling it special sauce. And they had no idea at the time that they were doing that. That term would eventually be the butt of so many stand-up comedian jokes in the 80s and beyond. Okay, so we're doing 2 tablespoons of each one of these. So I've got our Thousand Islands, our relish, and mayo, and that's it. That's the special sauce. I'm sure you've heard all kinds of stories about people being killed or something because they were revealing the ingredients of the special sauce, but that's really all just a lot of bullshit. This is the special sauce. It's mayo with some relish, and we're just going to stir it up. Maybe I can take a couple of questions here in the meantime. Somebody asked if you can use yogurt. Well, I don't see that there'd be anything wrong with that. It's very similar. Somebody has 500. That's Cardboard Man. That was everyone type I who said the thing about the yogurt. Cardboard Man 3. I have 500 islands. Is that okay? So that would probably, I think that that's most likely a low-calorie version of 1,000 Islands. So I would say no. Probably not. This is not a dish. Guys, this is McDonald's. This is not a dish that you're going to be wanting to think about health. Okay. This is pretty well stirred up. We're going to go ahead and set that aside. And now we're going to start working on our patties. So, for our patties, I've got our hot plate here, which I'm going to put on medium-high. And we're going to get that cooking. Push start. That's another thing I kept forgetting to do the other day. Gonna take a little butter here and we're gonna brush the bottom of it. Get it nice and slippery so that your beef patties don't stick on there. Now let's take our ground beef and start making it into patties. This is pretty straightforward. I've got our ground beef. You want to start by making it a ball, a ball, and then you want to flatten it out into the patty. And set that down. And we're going to leave it on there for about 5 minutes on each side. Didn't have quite enough to make a large patty on this one, but that's okay. Here, I'm going to pack it a little bit more. So if you're just joining us now, we're making the authentic McDonald's Big Mac. The original, the way that it was originally designed by Ray Kroc, Ronald McDonald, and John Delgatti in 1967. 2 all-beef patties, special pickles, lettuce, onions, sauce, sesame seeds, all on 3 buns. All right, gonna let that sit for just a little bit. Maybe this would be a good time to sip some coffee. See if you have any other questions here. Distraction says, can they add peanut butter to the special sauce? No, the peanut butter really is just for the lid, so that might have been a little bit of a misnomer. Kebabster says, can this recipe be used for Burger King? Burger King, McDonald's, it's kind of, they're both, as Margaret Thatcher said, they're both 2 sides of the same coin. Mushy Tails, what do you think about buying, thanks Ashley the Jenkins. Mushy Tails asks, what do you think about buying cold brew coffee and microwaving it? I never really understood exactly what cold brew was. Thanks, EU. But yeah, cold coffee you don't want. You could definitely put that in the microwave. Mon Colo says, thanks for teaching us how to make a real Big Mac. I'm in a place where there's literally not a single McD, and I'm craving the calories. Well, I'm glad, because a lot of you might live in a place where they don't have McDonald's, and if so, This is going to come in real handy. You're basically hacking the system. You're making the exact same thing that they sell. It occurs to me now I should have had some kind of a spatula type thing ready. But, let's see here. Check in on the roast beef cam here. So he's awake now. It looks like maybe some of the smoke that we're cooking here woke him up, because earlier he looked like he was passed out from COVID. So okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and flip these. I should have had a bigger spatula. Uh-oh. We're losing roast beef. If your patty gives you problems, just kind of try to work with it. Okay, so mine is sticking, unfortunately, and I'm not sure exactly why. Because you guys saw, I put plenty of butter on there. But either way, we're not going to let that stop us today. Let's go ahead and put down some of our cheese over top. So I'm going to grab a paring knife, and I'm just going to try not to cut my fingers here. I want to put a piece of cheese on each one of these, and that's going to melt down. In fact, I've got a cover for this thing, so I'm going to do that. I don't know where my cover is. Okay, I'm going to use this as a cover. So again, this is what we're going for, the Big Mac. You can see it's got the 2 all beef patties. It's got the special sauce, lettuce. There's some pickle there. I might not have remembered pickle, but it's got some cheddar cheese there as well. And we should be really cooking now. So let's see how you're doing. See if there's any other questions. Arby's Sauce Enema says Arby's sauce or horsey sauce. Horsey sauce is a thing for real. Like that's horseradish sauce, which I think is a little bit like the green stuff that I was putting in here. Everyone type I. There's a clown outside my window. I think it might be Ronald McDonald. He's angry. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I don't think that's Ronald McDonald. I think you might want to get the hell out of there. M. Burke says, I'm looking for a higher calorie Big Mac option. Any suggestions for ways to add few calories to your recipe? Okay. Well, you could put more cheese. That's certainly a thing. You could also, I'm going to show you how to put butter. This is, something's happening here. Hold on. I'm going to lower the heat on here. I'm going to put it on low. And I'm also going to flip these. Okay, that's not so bad. Remember, I put butter all over it, so it's not a bad idea to slide it in the butter if you need to. Okay, we're going to put that on low, and we're going to let it sit for a sec. But yeah, so for M. Burke, yeah, if you're looking for a higher calorie version, more cheese, add more butter, use 1,000 islands, maybe even 2,000 islands if you want to get it really high calorie. Bingo Handjob says they read that the original special sauce had anchovies in it. I didn't know that. Blurry Little Quest. If roast beef could understand me for 30 seconds, what would I say? Boy, that's a good question here. He's actually, his ears must have been burning because he's starting to look at his bed again. I guess I would probably, if I knew that he could understand me for 30 seconds, well, I would probably want to ask questions, but I don't think that you're saying that I'd be able to understand. I'd be able to understand what he's saying. So, I'd probably tell him that the world is a very enigmatic and mostly dark place, but you can find the good patches in there if you look hard enough. And I'd probably say he's doing everything right. Thanks, Tia9, for subscribing. He's doing everything right. What can you say? Okay, so let's take a look at our directions here. The next thing that we're going to be doing, we want to fry those for 10 minutes, put our cheddar cheese over top. Oh yeah, let's start working on our bread. So I'm going to set these aside. This is going to be very hot. Ow. And now let's take a look at what we've got going on here. McDonald's revolutionized what's called the middle bun. The Big Mac has 3 buns, and most hamburgers, as you probably are familiar, just have the 2 buns. They literally have 3 on the Big Mac, and this was a big deal. Ralph Maffaiolo, 1992, thanks. But the question is how in the hell you do it, because you've got a front bun and a back bun. How do you get the middle bun on there? And I'm going to show you how you do that. And this is the way they do it at McDonald's. Hey, thanks, Jesse. We're going to take our peanut butter. We're going to remove the lid. You can throw away the peanut butter if you don't like peanut butter. We just need the lid. And we're going to put the lid over the top of the bread. And we're going to take our Sharpie.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Sloppy. Too sloppy. And we're just going to draw our Sharpie around the lid. Now, I chose a long... my Sharpie doesn't work very well. I'm going to get a different one here. This is a nice big one. I chose a large lid on purpose because I wanted to have a large middle bun. Getting a little runny nose here on account of the COVID. So hold on a second. Let's see here. So, okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our pair of scissors. And I forgot to mention you're going to need a pair of scissors. And you're going to cut around this sort of like a stencil or whatever. But here's the important part. You want to cut inside of that black marker line. And the reason for that is because you do not want this Sharpie ink in your food. That will kill you if you have any of it in there. So you see how I'm very carefully trying to cut inside the marker. And anything that you see there that looks like it could be some marker, you don't want in there. So this is a pretty good middle bun, and let's throw this away. This is toxic. There we go. So we have our back bun, our middle bun, and our front bun. Let's see how people are doing here, if anybody has any questions. Something's dying. Open the lid. That's what Hide White 2 says. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think it's time. Let's see what our next directions say. Let's take our butter that we have here, and we're just going to slide the butter across our buns like so. And for the person that was asking about getting this to be high calorie, you can notice I'm being very generous with the butter. There. Okay. We're getting close to being able to assemble this. Alright, so at this point, it's time to assemble the burger. We should have, at this point, we should have 3 buns. That's the back bun, middle bun, and front bun. We're going to start by spreading our special sauce on our back bun. Then we're going to lay down 1 patty. Then we're going to add the middle bun, top that with our veggies, which I'm going to get to, and then we have another patty. Okay, so we're basically assembling, and then we're going to compress. So, okay. We've got our work cut out for us. Let's see how you guys are doing. Degree Scaffold says anchovies and cocaine. I don't even know if that's a question or if you're just explaining something, but I like the fact that you're participating. Tommy Zan says, "Can I substitute all the buns for more patties?" Yeah, I mean, if you're not into carbs, you can turn this into a meat fest. Okay. Yeah, Plebby Shop, assemble and compress. So that's basically the strategy at this point. Bacchus asks, white or wheat bread for the middle bun? You know what? I think I have a wheat bread for my middle bun, but you can do white. If you want to match it up with your outside buns, you can. But Key Vista says you got to squish that meat between your buns. Exactly, yeah. And the hair of Twitch, are there bathroom breaks in this kitchen? I always try to use the restroom beforehand. And Captain Bonky Kong says we're going to make a makeshift assembly line, which is exactly what we're going to do. So here we go. I don't know why I'm having difficulty here. Okay. So let's go ahead and follow those directions. Apollo 77, thank you very much. Let's take a look at what's happening here. I'm going to turn this thing off. And let's take a look. Okay, so we have some pretty well cooked stuff there. I am just going to pry our meat off. So I'm going to use the larger one here. It's very hot. This is our bottom bun, so we're going to go ahead and layer. We're going to use that as our base. Sorry, I'm going to check the directions. It says spread the special sauce on the back bun. Sorry about that. This doesn't go on yet. We're going to spread some special sauce on there, which I have here. Remember, we set this aside. For those just joining us, this is just a combination of mayonnaise, Thousand Island, and relish. So we're going to put that down there. And we're going to add the lower base patty. Next up, we are going to add the middle bun. This is our middle bun, which has got butter on it. And for Bacchus, you're correct. This can either be white or wheat. In this case, I believe it's wheat, but you probably want to match it up with whatever you're using, for your outside bun. Okay, so next up, we're gonna top with some veggies. So probably a good time to I'm supposed to cut my onion here. I'm gonna check in on the roast beef cam. I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be able to use these keys, but they're not working. But okay. Yeah, so roast beef is fast asleep. I think he probably, most likely has COVID. Okay, so we're going to use a paring knife. Now, we're not going to dice these like we usually do. We're actually going to want them to be sort of large circles or rings. And we pretty much just want 2. So I'm going to punch a hole through there. Put our onion down there. I'm going to get this thing out of the way because it's kind of nasty. And start beautifying our shot here.
Okay.
Hey, Native King just subscribed. Okay. Okay, so things are getting a little bit complicated here, but I've got our onion going on. And the last thing that I'm going to do after we've added our veggies, we're going to add the other patty, which is this. And it's getting a little messy. It's kind of funny when you think about the fact that there's all these people that go to McDonald's and spend God knows how much money on getting a Big Mac when they can just make the exact same thing here at home for the same cost. Shoegazel's okay, I guess. Subscribe, thank you. Then after we've put our our second, thanks JI27. We've put our second patty on there. We've added toxic tree frog. Thank you. Sorry, that's not part of the directions. Okay, top with the veggies, other patty with cheese, and then we're going to put on the front bun. So, okay, I'm going to put on our lettuce over top of the whole thing. So we have a little bit of a situation where it's sort of bottom heavy. It's getting narrower as we get up to the top. So that's a little bit of a shame. But I'm going to put just a little bit more special sauce on the top. Thanks, Raised on Rambo. I was raised on Rambo as well. Okay. So this part you want to be very careful. Okay, so this is the compression part that somebody was asking about. We're going to just sort of push this down.
Okay.
And hold it down and count to 15. Thanks, Izark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So let's take a look at what we have here. This is basically the authentic McDonald's Big Mac, pretty much the way that you're gonna get it. I want to make it look a little nicer here. I feel like that middle patty, thanks Dusty Navel, that middle patty is getting lost a little bit here, but you can see it there. So let's go ahead and take a look at our picture here and just see how we're doing.
Okay.
Helpful hippie. So once again, this is our authentic Big Mac. You know, I mean, obviously it's not going to look as perfect as they make it look, you know, in the pictures. They have professional photographers and all that stuff. Okay, I'm going to clear the area here. Tell you what, this is extremely hot, so maybe this would be a good time to kill some time and maybe do some music for you. If anybody has a request for any music, this would be the time to ask. Some people are okay. Wow, there's a lot of wow. Let's see here. A lot of requests here. Maybe I could do a little bit of a medley of all the requests. First, I'll get this out of the way. Somebody has requested Wonderwall. Today is gonna be the day that I'm gonna bring it back to you. I don't believe in anybody that feels the way I do about you now. 'Cause all the world is in love and wiping, and all the world is in wiping. I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. 'Cause maybe Wonderwall. That's best I can do with that one. Somebody asked for Freebird. I don't know Freebird, but I know. Big Mac jingle. Let's see. To all beef patties, special pickles, lettuce, onions, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I don't really know that one.
Okay.
Hotel California. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my head.
Okay.
That's a long one. Bimbo Eruptions. Okay, yeah. We got a lot of people asking for some Jose Suicidio. So let's go ahead and do this little song. She was the whore of Sausalito. She knows just how to ease your pain. And if you ask her if she loves you, she'll just smile and bat her eyes. For the whore of Sausalito never lies. She never has the gall to say she's sorry. And all the sailors at the docks know her name. And in a world where no one else will love me, Jesus Christ himself has shown me. The whore of Sausalito heals my pain. That's a traditional song that goes way back to the 1950s, I believe. And it's some of the lyrics didn't really age well, I have to say. Somebody kept on asking for Ween. I'm just going to try to do a little bit of a Ween song that I like. In the morning sun, I didn't tell you. So far away, but it's so easy to see you. And I wanna know, do you feel the same way? probably better with the Jose Suicidio. Oh, you know what? This is a Jose Suicidio cover of a classic song from the 80s that some of you may recall, but I think that having it sung with the gender switched, because it's originally a Pointer Sisters song, makes it a much different sort of a vibe. When I first saw her standing there, I tried to speak but didn't dare. Something inside whispered to me, you better do this quietly. That's when she turned to walk away, and that was all she needed to say. 'Cause that's when I knew she wanted me to, but I'd have to do some breaking through. 'Cause she's so shy, she's so shy. That sweet little girl who caught my eye. Kind of a little bit creepy there. Somebody says, I put toxic tree frog on my burger and now my face is swelling. Yikes. I'm not sure what toxic... Oh, maybe they're talking about... I hope that wasn't the magic marker or the Sharpie ink. Remember, you want to remove the outside, and hopefully if you look at the crust that you've discarded, it should have the Sharpie ink on it. If not, it's probably on your bread. So be careful there. Boy, this chat's going very fast, so it's very difficult.
Okay.
Thanks, Luidago. Hurt by Johnny Cash. I hurt myself today. I didn't see the wall. I don't know how that would. All right, so that's that. I think we're ready to go ahead and take a look at our masterpiece here. This is the authentic Big Mac, exactly the way that McDonald's does it, with the 2 all-beef patties. We've got special sauce, cheese, onion, lettuce, no pickles. I'm sorry, I might have fucked that part up, but let's go ahead and bite into this guy and see what we've got to work with here. Okay, well, it's very oniony. I might have used a little bit too much onion. Let's just sort of do a little bit of a comparison here. But you know what? I mean, sometimes you've gone to the real McDonald's and gotten a burger there and it comes out nasty. So if you make one at home and it comes out nasty, it's still probably the same result. I'm not sure what this is. I thought it was lettuce, but it looks like it's some kind of leaves or something. So I probably should have destemmed the leaves before I put them on the burger. But other than that, Tyquer says there's so many potential hazards in this recipe, but in the end product is worth the risk. And boy, that's great. And I think that that's true for cooking in general. It's taxing on your body physically and emotionally. I mean, Screaming Butterfly, thanks for subscribing. I have COVID, and I can't think of any reason that I would have it. I'm sitting here not really relating to other people anyway, but I think just the sheer stress of cooking just wore my body down to a point where I had no immune system. And everything that we do in the kitchen is difficult, and everything is suffering and pain and turmoil and so much needless harm that we do to ourselves. But, and I can't remember now because it's not there anymore, but whoever it was who said that comment was very poignant, and that's that at the end it's worth the risk. It's worth everything, every little bit of effort that we put into it, all of the terror, you know. Filled in the Sharpie circle with spray paint. That's going to be tough. Well, I mean, as long as you're covering your bread with let's see here. Sorry, these are going. So that was Holly Polloy. G Gas Soy says, or Gigasoy says, I turned my middle bun around so that the Sharpie is not visible. That's a good workaround. I Don't Want It by Ween. I'm going to have to learn that one. I'm not familiar with that song. I've never heard of Gorillaz, Dark Shadow the Halo, so I'll try to learn that too. I like to look at the chats later and figure out what songs that you guys are asking for. Stairway to Heaven. Okay, I can do that next time. I sometimes that one gets on people's nerves, but it's a good song. I want to thank the brave Seanaldo. Chat is moving so fast, no one will see that I am a Moon sub. You just reminded me. I always like to thank the many people who have been just so supportive in this Henry's Kitchen live streaming journey that we're on here. So I want to say thank you to the moderators, Dingo Bob, Fawcan, Dom Beef, Hottest Bear, Do Dingle, Dogoggy, Dr. Flanges, and some other folks that have been helpful from the beginning, Bacchus, Daisy Blossom, Melon95, Pilskman, and who I think is also submitting some emotes here and there and other stuff. I also want to give a special shout out to Sir Doom. Sir Doom originally discovered Henry's Kitchen on YouTube and shared it with Bumble Vision and the LGX, and they both have been very helpful to me in this whole thing. My buddy Bill Larkin Music, who is an amazing song improviser. Check out his stream. All shall just subscribed. And it would never be complete without me thanking Nim, because Nim has sent so many people my way, and we did a collaboration last year, and it kind of entered me into this whole Twitch thing. And also thanks to Moon. Thanks, Eureka. The brave Seanaldo brought up Moon, who sends a lot of people here, and also Forsen, who I've never met, but sends a lot of people my way. And I also want to thank Shane Yes for taking these clips and putting them up on Reddit, because some of the clips have gotten a lot of nice views. So look, all I want to do, for whatever reason, I'm good at cooking. I don't know how, if it's like a natural ability or whatever, but I think that my calling in life, and it took me a long time to figure it out, is to explain cooking to other people and to teach other people. Cross skip, just subscribe. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to pass on the knowledge that I have to you, and I hope it's going well. And I'm going to take another bite of this Big Mac, because I'll be honest with you, it's not half bad. I mean, sure, if you went to McDonald's, you could just go ahead and buy a Big Mac Maybe it's not going to cost you as much because you have to get all the ingredients. And maybe it'll be a lot quicker. Maybe it'll be a lot easier, and there's less chance of harming yourself either with toxic ink or cutting yourself or burning yourself or ruining your kitchen hardware. But if you just had a Big Mac, would you really feel like you did anything, you know? I think that today we actually made a real thing, and I think that's more important. Sir Goose says that the COVID might be causing the taste to get better. That's not a bad point because this actually doesn't taste bad to me. I do taste a little bit of the onions, but other than that, I don't really taste much. So maybe that's a good thing. And Blurry Little Quest says, would I say this is a romantic dish? Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, just subscribed. Sorry. Yeah, I would say that instead of taking a girl out to McDonald's to impress her on a date, you could say, hey, we're just going to make McDonald's here at home. But either way, this is what we have, and I hope yours looks a little bit like this. It's not too far off from our picture. But with all that said, I want to thank everybody here. Rolf 1992 said, this goes so fast, I can't even see what it was. Oh yeah. Says, Henry, you're amazing. My goal in life is being as good of a chef as you are. You know, it's not impossible. Never tell yourself that anything's impossible. But, you know, I don't know if you're going to be as good as I am. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. Flaming Dough Tex says, I need to thank Forsen and Nim. I did. And Gagagi. I'm not sure who Gagagi is, but thank you. And then Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, so okay, so we'll do some more of those songs next time. Well, let's hope the COVID goes away here for myself and for my cat. Roast beef. It's got some serious COVID going on. Sorry a couple technical things didn't work out today, and sorry I'm under the weather with the COVID, but as always, I want to say thank you everybody here for joining us today on Henry's Kitchen, and I'll be back on Wednesday at 11 a.m. So I hope to see you there. In the meantime, the Discord, what would you call it, the channel or whatever, there's a lot going on there, and I've been really enjoying seeing some of the fan art and recipe suggestions and things like that. And so have a great weekend, everybody, and enjoy the rest of and enjoy this new week coming up. And I hope your Big Mac tasted good. Thanks, everyone.